that case, I have pressed the start streaming button, and any moment it will go live.
Right.
Which it appears to have gone live.
And there was much rejoicing.
Yay.
I think
Yay,
I've been
we
that
are once again live. Sorry to our viewer about last week. It was a mess of all manner of people off ill, dying, or generally feeling like they had. Myself being one of those included. But we're back this week. We're still down a couple of people. There's unfortunately Di is having to babysit essentially because her mum is not well, and apparently Arcadum has also had to run off to hospital because I don't know, some
non-disclosed reason.
serious but not life-threatening has happened to her. So let's wish them all well, and on that we'll push on because we can't just hang around waiting for people forever, otherwise we'll never get on this quest.
Not with a party this big.
Not with the party this big, exactly. Well, that's part of the reason why we put together a large party is because things happen and suddenly people aren't available, and if you've only got a party of 4, 1 or 2 people dropping out means that the game can't go on. But when you've got 6 or 7 people in it, you can just go, we've still got 5 people, let's go. Let's rock. Let's do this. So, we're doing this. Now, Coat, you weren't here last week. Or last session, rather. So,
Yes.
to give you a quick rundown, we finished fighting the kobolds up in the mountains after the caverns, and made our way back to Morvetsk. And after cashing in the mission with the Haboob family, we're given essentially a cash card, which accesses an account with all the money in it for it, which essentially sidesteps the need and necessity for putting up with how heavy gold is to carry around with you, and gives you the ability to have access to and deposit money into that account by just pouring it into the credit card shaped thing, and then speaking to it and asking it to pour money back out again.
So it's like a bag of holding for money.
It's a bag of holding for money. It isn't. It's got. What happens is there's actually a little goblin at the other end of the card who's at the end of a portal. You put your finger in, he bites your finger. He knows the taste and goes, "Ah, yes, this is the account holder." And then you speak to him, and he goes, "Yep, great. Here you go. Have the amount of money you need." Or you deposit the money, and he counts it up and puts it in your account. But yeah, more or less, it's a bag of holding for money.
And it holds this information for you, so it is a sort of bag of cash, if you will.
Yeah, but it's immediately accessed to your bank account. I thought D&D could do with a banking update to it, and I thought, who better to run the banking system than goblins?
The interest rates, like.
Yeah, maybe gnomes, but I didn't think gnomes would want to bite your finger to give it
Oh no, gnomes can be into some weird shit.
an identification system, but biometrics via taste. So yeah, after that they went to the library in Morvetsk at the Mages College, which was in no way, shape, or form based on the Mages College in Skyrim, and any such references to any similarities are purely coincidental.
And the
I want the ritual
outsourced
spell
over
that
to
I can
Tom
grant
Carter,
level
so you
switch.
can ask him about it.
Sorry, 2 people speaking at once means nobody gets heard. Coat, what was
Go
that?
on. Oh, I just made it. Anyway, go on.
Okay, sorry, Kiki, what was you saying?
I was just saying any reference to any intellectual properties can be forwarded to Tom Carter.
Yeah, Tom Kartos designed it, not me. Bethesda, go get him. Right, now I
Not
did...
very nice to a man you're stealing from.
I'm not stealing from him. He put all of his stuff out for free. I am using. Not
what the Patreon tag suggests.
No, it's his Patreon tag is there for him to put his own advertising up. All of his stuff is freely available.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like a lot of YouTubers do that. They
Yeah.
they have Patreon, but
Yeah, he's
their
got
videos
a
are
whole
public.
bunch of freely available content, and if you subscribe to his Patreon, you get various different formats of the map, so you can have like different interiors and things.
oh no, so it's basically more of a tip jar type system.
It is. You know what? I don't mind the way it works. It's a very good system. Were it not for the way he words his Patreon, I probably would have signed up and given him some serious, patronage properly. But it's kind of worded in such a manner of however much you sign up for, he will withdraw every time he does an update and can update more than once a month. So in
So
theory,
you can set it with Patreon that it will do it a limit of 10 amount of times a month.
yeah, I still don't quite like the idea of them. I don't mind going. You know what? Here's a $5 a month. And we're good. But I don't like the oh, it's going to be a $5, but I'm gonna do it 4 or 5 times a month on you when you least expect it. I'm not a fan of that.
You can do it put monthly or based on content that varies.
Fair enough.
And if they've locked it so that you have to do it each time, then that's changed since I've joined any patrons.
Yeah, it was worded in a way that made me twitchy,
Hesitant.
yeah. Going forward, so maybe that can be looked at. Yeah, no, he does pretty decent maps. So say thank you to Mr. Kartos once again. Anyway, carrying on, I also did a brief bit of notes for what was discovered in the library. And also, of course, there is the ability to go shopping whilst you're in Morvetsk, because I believe and I'm not telling you what you should be doing, but the general gist is to move on with the mission as was planned, I believe. But
So I want to get a shotgun.
there is shotguns. Yeah, that's not a problem. You can get a shotgun if you want.
And ammo. That will be the secondary requirement.
There are firearms manufacturers in Morvetsk. That is not an issue. Kiki's going, oh god, he's gonna make me make something again.
You said they were available, and I reason it will be that nice thing of I may be out of spells, but I'm not
Looking in
out
my
of shell.
inventory, it appears someone applied the money you mentioned to me already, right?
Quite possibly.
Because I don't think I had that much money before.
You have an extra 1,000 gold.
No, just an extra 100 platinum.
Well, yeah, that would do it. Is probably of handling that. I did do I can't find the document at the moment, so I'll just download it again.
How much gold did you say we each have?
Next, we had gained 1,000, but we should already have written that down.
I have 5.
You have 5. You won't. You are still owed 1,000. It's Arcadum's got the money thing. Unfortunately, he's not with us today, so we can sort that out. It's very hand waveable for now. What I will do is I will give you a brief recap of what was discovered in the library. A lot of this you know. There's the potted history of the world, which is for thousands of years the elves ruled unchanged and unchallenged within the world. They were the first builders of great cities, first riders of griffins and wyverns, yet they never dared to tame dragons. Such ancient dread lingers in their memory about those beasts, their magics subtle and woven, bent light and sound like a predator's cloak. after about 4,500 years ago, humans appeared in the world. Then came the wars. 3,500 years ago, the elves almost crushed humanity back to a few fortified cities, and following that was another 4 world wars. We've covered all of this largely in previous games and so on. A lot of this was for Arcadum's background.
Yeah.
What is more interesting and more of a appropriate to the current mission is the following bit, which is among the fractured remnants of the elven kind, none are so reviled as the drow, as two of you already well know. They aren't separate creations, but a divergence of people shaped by shadow, deep places, and war without end. As surface elves wove illusionary and subtlety, the drow embrace precision, silence, and inevitability. During the Elven Wars, records suggest the drow acted not as a unified people, but as a weapon deployed in conflicts where victory required annihilation rather than dominance. Several ancient fortresses bear the signs of their occupation. One name reoccurs, fragmented texts across various documents and languages. Carvathil.
Gesundheit.
Indeed. And yes, there are an inappropriate number of apostrophes in that name. It appears to be not exactly a capital, the city of culture, but as something entirely different, some sort of bastion or redoubt. A place of a last resort, a place where wars didn't end, but instead were prepared. No complete map of this city exists. Though it is known to be somewhere, or rumoured to be somewhere, in the far north of the northern continent. No expedition in surviving memory of either elf or humanity has ever returned after trying to find it. One constant detail remains: fires that burned there did not go out when the war ended. There is another section on gods and demons, mostly margin notes across various books and so on. Everything returns. Not metaphorically, not spiritually. Returns. The priests speak of afterlives as destinations. They're wrong. They are intervals. I have tracked burial rites across 6 cultures, 3 ages, and conflicting cosmologies. The variance is enormous. The outcome, however, is not. There is a current, a pull, not downward, not upward, but inward. Something gathers. Not harvests exactly, that implies an intent. It's older than intent. I saw it. Another note: the clerics lie. There are no gods, but there is something else. The world is too small. Created, perhaps? It doesn't rule this world. Is beneath it, is around it, is through it. Its life is not merely exist here. It circulates, it grows, and it ends. There are also notes on the Arx Portus subterranean anomaly. Rumours. Beneath the city lies a formation referred to in fragmented records as some sort of soulstone. Descriptions vary. Crystalline structure of mass, an impossible scale, a pulsating lattice of energy rather than matter, a root rather than structure. The Inquisition has restricted all deep excavations beneath the city in certain areas, though they would deny it officially. Any evidence of such restriction is officially limited to prevent structural collapse of the city. Unofficially, you'll find nothing. However, several suspected documents suggest that the stone resonates with a living presence above it. Not reacts, but resonates. Scribbled note: if there is a place to cut them off, it is here. Not the demons, not the gods, the path, the flow, the return. Then it is here. Or is it through here? The Ebon Hand knows this. They are not merely opening a gate, but aligning something deeper. Arcportus is not the target, is the hinge. The notes end there. Anybody that wants a copy of that, I can, of course, furnish him with a copy. But that's briefly sort of summing up the research that was done from last session. You are still missing a couple of bits from the research required to go ahead properly, because you are still searching for a blind elf seer.
Research case.
Unfortunately, you don't have that information yet. It is suggested, however, that any elves in the northern continent might be able to point you in the direction of. So
Blind them first. Does it help?
I wouldn't go around blinding the elves, but you do you. The blind elf
If
seer,
I'm an elf
however,
seer-
is a whole different matter. You were suggested by Gargarax, however, to grow beards before meeting her.
Which continent were we on?
You are currently on the island of or the city of Morvetsk, on the sort of the islands just south of the northern continent, basically directly south of where Arcportus was.
Why was I
If you
thinking we were to the
wanna
west?
wanna put up a world map for us there, Trig?
I can pull up a world map. Yeah, sure. Hold on a second.
Should we have a world map? I'm not sure where it's stored, but
There is a world map on the server, but
is it in the pins? It's not in the pins.
there you go.
Oh, it's in the general art. There we go.
There's the world map again. You are currently in Morvetsk, which is one of the 4 central islands.
Mm.
Next to Coaster and Skaven. I can read.
Castravor and Skavaron, yes.
Okay, if I zoom in, they look a bit clearer.
It is a big map. But of course it is. It's a world, even if it's a small world.
It's a small world after
The
all.
worldette.
So you have, at this point, retired back to the Cavern Tavern,
Mm-hmm.
and been provided with rooms, been offered any services that tavern can provide.
So
Do I, whilst we're staying there, get visited by the Fae?
No.
Okay.
You are visited, I will let you know. I've had not so far. You haven't had a request to collect teeth or like that. Are you seeing the map now?
Yeah.
Yep. So it's a pretty comfy looking room.
They're pretty comfy looking rooms, aren't they?
30-foot square is chonky.
Yeah.
Even if it's
comes
got
with a free
rounded off
crossbow.
corners.
Looks like Coe got lucky as well.
Oh yeah, we got those nice gentlemen for him, didn't we?
Hot waitress for Coe. Di. Shame Di isn't here because she would be reading about that.
I don't remember if we decided if I was going to act on the having a nice young lady come spend the evening with me so I can read her passages from the Book of Tor.
If you wish to do that, you're very welcome to.
I don't think I will, just because it seems like extra faff.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So that's pretty much you being brought up to date. Now, what I did say before, but obviously, Coat, you weren't here for that, is there are shops available in Morvetsk. And now, if you go into the journal tab on the right-hand side and click over into the shops area,
Ah,
there are, instead of the Marks and Sparks and Silver and Sable, because those are obviously in Arx Portus, as is the Moss and Mail and Raven's Guild, there is a Wonky Wang's Wonders, which is essentially an emporium, a supermarket, if you will, of all of the best and most available enchantments, goods, services, etc. Enchantments, that are available in the city, including all sorts of stuff like hand cannons, spider silk armor sets, and special requirements and orders.
Do they have a pair of fine dueling cannons?
You can certainly buy a pair of
Asking
hand
for a
cannons.
friend. No,
Um,
not hand cannons. What is this, the Middle Ages?
I mean, yeah.
Oh.
Essentially, I mean, you have run into this particular hand cannon or similar before. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, no, I do. I'm mostly making the Blackadder joke. I forget who I was talking to about that this week.
They are pretty tasty little weapons.
I suppose I will also have to look for a fine cigarello case as well, just in case.
Would have served you well previously.
Yes, I would have survived that fatal blow.
But yeah.
A
Sorry?
cigaretto case of opportune placement.
You know what I would be willing to make? A small armored plated device. Go on.
I was going to say, if we were to browse the market, would we be able to come across anyone who might? I'm basically thinking an enchantment to my violin, maybe to add a performance bonus to it, or maybe give me extra inspiration per day.
I could enchant it for you.
You can.
Yeah, I can make it make a noise whenever you play it.
Ooh.
I'm not sure that counts as an enchantment.
You know what? Actually,
Depends what the noise is.
Actually, as there might be something you may well run into within this session. That might be rather useful to your character.
Is it going to be shocky?
Actually, it's very useful to a number of characters within anybody that uses spells in any way, shape, or form. Would find what I have in mind a particular boon.
Oh, let's hear it.
We are going to Arx Portus, so
yeah, you don't
that will require us to have a magic license.
Well, there's that. Not necessarily. There are
Or a tourist visa.
Various routes up. The Arx Portus is certainly a destination you're going to have to get to towards the end of the campaign, probably. But there's nothing pushing you to go there directly from here. Although that is one of the routes that is available. There's two main routes available to you.
We need to go to the Chamber of Secrets at some point, don't we, in Arx Portus?
There is, yes. There's basically two routes across the from Morvetsk to the mainland. One of which has been hinted, is the smuggler named Danduo, who has a fairly fast ship. He's probably able to get you to the coast anywhere you should so desire. There is another person you happen to know of that has a boat that is actually still currently moored in Arx Portus Harbour, who could allow you to use the device that's on that boat to arrive in Arcportus very promptly.
I feel like chartering that boat's going to be expensive, though.
You wouldn't need to charter it. It's still sat there in Arcportus Harbour. You'd just need to use the portal,
Ah,
which
I thought it would come back. Of course, it was his brother.
he's come back as well. He's just left the damn thing docked in Arcportus Harbour because
Yeah, I mean, why
That
wouldn't you?
doesn't seem like a
that's
security risk at all.
that's the whole of the storyline we haven't got.
It's got some wizards, it'll be fine.
yeah.
And it's probably full of some nice flammable slaves.
So yeah, there was those two routes. You guys know that, and the only reason I'm bringing that up is because you've had your memory restored, and even though it's getting vaguer day by day, you do remember that boat.
Important things.
And so
Alfred has been like writing it down and trying to turn it into ballads and such. So.
that's a great idea.
I think I said last session that he was doing that on the journey back to town.
Yep. Yeah.
So I don't know what impact that will have on remembering things, but
Well, you're going to have to
Might
write the
help.
ballads, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah. You by all means, if you put some ballads together, even if you throw, like I said, even if you just throw it all into GPT or Grok or something, and go here,
Does-
here make ballad for bard out of this nonsense.
Does that mean
Great. Go on.
Does that mean you'll have remembered and be able to perform picking turnips?
should I roll for that actually?
Oh, would you guys have Bobby and that? I don't think that's part of it.
Orc, is this true?
I don't think that's part of this.
Yes, but
Canon.
Trig.
Yep.
Garrow had been in the same universe, and he may have heard it. It was a
Ooh.
classic of the country.
Yeah. Okay. That's a fair point.
Same as Grace.
Yeah.
Gathering rhubarb from field and from hill, we're gathering rhubarb till we've had our fill.
So the question remains: what do you want to do?
Well, I feel like as we have access to firearms, it would be rude not to at least somewhat partake in the absence of our freedom-loving friend.
Okay.
So I'm thinking some kind of quite rhymy. How is the shot delivered? Is it a powder and shot, or is it a cartridge-based system?
Basically cartridges.
Okay.
I think it's
I was thinking in
it's
terms
it's
of
the only way to square the circle of how
how long will it take?
how they're reloading and firing once per round, sometimes even 2 or 3 times per round. It could not be
Loose powder.
loose powder and muzzle load. There's no way you're loading multiple times in 6 seconds.
Just that good.
I mean, unless you've got multiple guns.
Or
Yes.
multiple barrels.
Brace of pistols.
Oof.
I mean, that was a thing.
Well, the knock gun. Yeah. Yeah. Good luck to your shoulder.
Hey, I've
No,
got a high
like
strength.
the pirates
Oh, not the duck's
bandana
foot.
of pistols.
The duck. Yeah, there's the bandana of pistols. There was also the duck's foot. Deck clearer. You've seen
Oh,
that.
the one that shoots in 5 directions.
Yeah, it's just 5
She goes,
different
I'm going to
barrels.
shoot in front of me. Bang.
Yeah, deck clearer. Great piece of
Yep.
kit.
Whereas the knock gun is for clearing masts and rigging.
It's yeah.
It fires little balls that don't do too much damage to the ship, but kill anyone in your path.
You say little balls. They were 52 caliber. They were
I was going to say, they were only half-inch balls as opposed to the full 1-inch pistol ball.
yeah.
I'm trying to remember how big a pistol ball is compared to a musket.
Some of the old muskets and stuff like that were absolutely horrific. I mean, it's a good job they were inaccurate. Good lords, they did some.
I mean, you say inaccurate, but only inaccurate for a certain value of accuracy.
I mean, it was because the rifle changed everything because they were suddenly making shots at 100+ yards and hitting the target every time. Whereas
50 yards at that range, when you've got no optics whatsoever, you've barely got iron sights, is still.
And when you fire it, you get a giant plume of smoke in front of you. That kind of starts happening even before the bull's left the barrel.
So I'm looking at the stats, and it's saying for a brown bess, it is 19 to 20 millimeters. Presumably they changed over time.
Mm-hmm.
20 millimeter musket ball is quite chunky.
Yes.
And a pistol ball is about half that size, so about 10 mil. So you're talking sort of, 9 mil territory, except it's lead ball rather than bullet.
Yep.
Good times.
Mm-hmm. They did have. I mean, what was the one? I've forgotten the name of the damn gun. All of a sudden, they did have a really cool one. We did it in the previous American campaign, which was basically the lever action pistol.
Yeah.
Which was you basically had a reservoir of powder in the handle, and a separate drum that was activated by a lever, and then a column of ball shot also in the handle. And what you'd do is you would you'd cock the hammer. You'd activate the lever. The lever would drop down, rotate a drum. You'd have the gun pointed forwards. The drum would pick up a ball, and then into a separate chamber would also pick up a measured dose of powder. By pushing the lever back up, would push the ball out and then the powder in behind it, and then seal the chamber, and puts a certain amount of powder into the pan, ready for the gun to be fired.
Impressive.
Actually, remarkably, very, very good, very useful pistol. Before cartridges, and very rapid rate of fire. The only major issue was they didn't really have accurate and good lathes in those days, so building the materials in a fine and very accurate manner was a bit tricky.
A modern reproduction would be significantly better by the sound of it.
They had certain issues with flashes going back through the drum and into the handle, and
blowing your hand off,
removing the user's hand. Yes. Very expensive guns though. Beautiful. I've got a video based on discussing them. It's they're lovely guns. Actually.
Didn't I have a pair of them for my Kensei?
You did have a pair of them for your Kensei warrior in the game. Yes, they are very, very good pistols and remarkably expensive if you can get hold of real ones in today's modern age. Interestingly, they would be UK legal. In fact, in America, they wouldn't even be considered a firearm.
Good times.
Anyway, that's my aside of proving once again that some British people are actually gun nuts.
I mean, specialising in the 18th century isn't exactly the standard territory, but
hey, I can talk about modern firearms too if you like. But let's not. Let's play the game. That's what we're here to do.
There's a game? Oh.
Despite the fact that half the players aren't here because they're in hospital with various issues. So you have awoken. You're in a tavern, and
So you're saying that we're finally awake?
You are finally awake.
Wow.
You wake up and find that there is a very attractive young lass putting some clothes on and
lass?
Yeah.
That wasn't the agreement.
I know. I don't have any male prostitutes in this bar. Not the way this place.
The incubus token still.
I don't have the incubus token, and that would be especially weird for Goat, saying it would basically look like one of his old characters.
It's like I'm you, but more provocative.
Yeah. But anyway, she's gonna put her clothes on and say thank you and make her way out, and suggest that if she likes, she can bring you some breakfast. Would you like to
You'll
say
accept the food.
is a good idea? Okay, so she's gonna fuck off and go get some food. What would everybody else like to do?
Good question.
I suppose go to the bar and get some breakfast.
Yeah, that seems like the order of the day.
I think it's this way.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let other people sort themselves out quickly. Spend some extra time with the spell book.
Okay.
Where hey. Ah, I'm seeing we have Crunchy the Hobgoblin.
Bugbear.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my mistake. I'm sorry. So it just reminds me of my character Chonky I played at one point.
You know,
I got some
Danjiro needs
distressing fan art of that character.
Danjiro needs a first mate on his ship after all.
I think the scruffy-looking nerf herder is possibly a good choice for a smuggler. The question is, how far do we need to go?
Indeed.
Because, I mean, yeah, we could just go magically. However, it goes magically to a place where they really don't like magic.
Yeah, it really does.
True,
And I
but
feel
we don't
like
have
that
to
might
stay
not...
there.
Yes, but I feel like we might not be allowed to leave.
You would have ample opportunity to navigate Arcportus, bearing in mind the dangers. But you would certainly, I wouldn't stop you there and go, haha, gotcha. Like, you know,
Wouldn't be able to use any of our magical powers that are not subtle.
you would have issues, but this is part of why you have your memory back. You would probably be able to navigate via the Ravens Guild, a route out of the
It's
city.
fine. We just rock up to the Inquisition and say, "Hi there. We're a bunch of drow and weird monsters, and we're definitely here for the good of the city."
I'll have you know I'm human passing.
Wait, doesn't Dice Couch have a disguise kit? We could just,
Dice
hide
character's
your
hair is made of wood.
Well, a hat can fix that.
Uh-huh.
A
Technically, I'm half
chisel,
human.
maybe? Or an axe?
It grows back.
I'm half human.
Yes, let's maintain a lawnmower then for the occasion.
I did offer to have Gargarax fix that for her, but she said no. So yeah, she's got a fucking shrubbery on her head.
Okay, so we need to find some knights then who want that shrubbery, and then they can keep her.
Canterbury.
Right.
It's
So
not
yes,
considered rude to get someone's character killed while they're not there, right?
yes, you've entered the bar. It is at this point operating more as a hotel. The bar isn't open to the public as such at the present moment, and they are serving breakfast. A tray
Yep.
of coffee, like beverages, and some croissants and jam, and a tray of bacon has been brought in and some eggs and so on. Because even though this place does sort of have tinges of the Middle East about it, they aren't, completely uncivilized. And a feast is laid before you as part of your hospitality. You notice in there you are also joined by a number of the other guests that appear to be staying there, some of whom you will recognise.
Mhm.
I'm going to go join John and Alfred at the table.
Yeah, I'm assuming there's me like a little buffet area that we can go and graze.
Nice rooms in here. They really go all out, don't they?
Why, I dread to think what we'd be paying if we weren't friends of the house.
So we're needing to move on, I'm thinking. I don't think we want to go direct to Ark's Porter.
'Tis a silly place, I hear. They cannot abide magic. That might be a little difficult for for us.
They might not be the best fans of my dog.
Hadn't really considered him. He's just sort of become part of the furniture.
I've so far resisted the urge to kick it.
So
Wait.
far.
Want to kick the dog?
I've got a hitbox.
I mean, at the present moment, Dai's not here, so there is very little chance of a John Wick event happening should you hurt the dog. But going forward,
So
The man with the hat is back in the corner, and the other man with the hat, and the other man with the hat. It seems to be quite a theme
I
around here. I
understand.
feel like my head is thoroughly uncovered.
I'm gonna lean in to the table a little. So I understand that guy behind us owns a ship. Someone mentioned he does a lot of shipping. Do you think maybe he might be able to give us passage?
I'm sure he could for the right price. The question is, what does he charge?
roll me a perception roll, if you anyone that's feeling like being perceptive.
Does he have a price list on his table?
It is first
That
thing
would
in
be
the
quite
morning,
amusing.
and you are kind of bleary. However, Violet, you get the feeling that your party is basically the center of attention to almost everyone in the room, even though none of them are, shall we say, displaying it. So
Did I figure out more?
you're absolutely certain at the moment that the word Arx Portis was mentioned, that Mr. In Between over there in the background immediately started paying interest in the party.
What?
Um,
Hang on a second. Was that rolled by Mr. Nice?
it apparently was. Yeah, not sure how that happened.
Let's see. Subtract what? Two from. Wait, hold on. Why does it say +2 +3 on that?
Does
You know, I didn't even
Does-
pick up on that. How did that happen?
he probably still has access? You probably still have access to your old character. You might have opened the wrong one.
No. I'm wondering why it says +2 +. Oh, part of that's probably the proficiency and the ability score, isn't it? Okay. Well,
Yep.
anyway, that would actually have been just a 14 on this
Okay,
character. so
okay.
never
Why is
mind.
Baldwin now rolling as well? Okay, this is getting out of control.
Why would you do
Who
this?
could have done such a thing with the subtitle of Who Did It?
That's what I'm saying, Skog.
Does anyone else notice we're being watched?
I mean, I didn't want to make too much of a thing out of it, but we are
Well, I thought-
most of the people here.
Well, I did. Then I remembered who I was, so I sort of did.
I mean, there's sort of 7 of us, 6 of us here, depending on how you count your little lad there. And I mean, Mr. Finkbest over there and Ree will certainly attract some attention, being somewhat unusual in these parts.
I'm thinking we move on before before anything happens here. Let's go have a chat with that Dan Jewell fellow.
Okay, we
That's-
remember.
You,
Yeah, Mr.
oh,
In-Between,
you
right?
remember Mr. In Between. You know who he is.
I
Yeah.
feel like we should possibly talk to everybody around the room, but quietly. So, would you like to go and talk to that Dan Jewell fellow? And perhaps I'll have a word with that gentleman in the hat. I feel like I might be a bit too straight-laced for our nearby gentleman. I'll let you go first.
Good morning. I've seen you in here a few times. I understand you have a ship to charter.
Word gets round these parts. Yes, I. If it's not charter exactly, but you can book passage. Why, what exactly is it you're after?
We're looking to go north. We want to head over to the mainland. We've got to avoid Arx Portus, though. It's I mean, you've seen us. It's probably not the best place for us.
You want to avoid any kingdom entanglements.
But we have business on the mainland.
Let's see. Do you mind if I ask some questions about that business you have on the mainland?
It's no business that would cause issue for the journey.
Mm-hmm. I see. What's the risks involved? Or anyone after you? Is this
No one as of yet, although the whole room seems to be a little more interested than they were with them when we first arrived.
well, there's only 3 or 4 people here, other than you guys. We're all kind of boring, whereas you guys, well, you're more interesting. Yes, of course, people are going to pay attention. So, where exactly do you want to go? You want to avoid Arx Portus, you say? Well, there's a whole coast. I can get you anywhere you want.
How much do you charge?
Straight up, straight north. Say somewhere near Drenholz.
That would do us.
100 ahead. As long as you help me defend my ship should anything untoward happen, and maybe even help me unload my cargo at the other end. No questions asked.
If you could share us the same discretion, then I see no problems with that.
Okay. $100 ahead. How many is there of you?
Well,
Count what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it? 6. Sorry. I always missed the big guy over in the corner.
he's yes, he's a hard one to miss. I'm quite surprised.
Well, my back's turned to him. I've already got someone booked on the ship. He shouldn't mind some company.
So, I trust we've got some time to make our minds up here. How, when are you leaving?
A day or two. I've still got to load up with some cargo. I was going to be travelling sooner than that, but my previous passengers couldn't pay. And you know how the rules are around here. If you don't have money, you don't get to play. So, I guess that poor old man and his kid had to find their own way. Walk as far as I care. Sounded like a
Now,
lot of
while
nonsense
I trust
anyway.
you'll have no issues like that from us, but
You're damn right. I expect to be paid up front.
perhaps an extra labor exchange might be in your favor. I've got I happen to be quite good at loading ships if you need some assistance.
You loading ships?
Absolutely.
You're a tiny waif of a thing. But sure, if you want to lend a hand.
Knock it down to 80, I'll make it much faster.
We'll see. 20 gold is still 20 gold. If you can do 20 gold's worth of work in the next day, I would be very, very, very impressed. But I doubt it.
All right. That stone table there. How long would it take for you to load that onto your ship?
Well, Crunchy here could probably carry that by himself. So, as long as it took him to walk over there.
The whole stone table. How strong is this Crunchy?
Yeah. He gives you a look and growls something. He's fairly muscular looking, hairy thing of a creature. I don't know if you'd even recognize him. He's not a species that is native to the north.
Well, I'd say I could comfortably lift and load that table and Crunchy carrying it without lifting a finger.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Mage, are you?
I have some talents.
That would explain why you don't want to go to Ox Portus.
They're not the best fans.
No. No. All Northern Kingdom's a little bit iffy about your kind. Especially your particular kind of mage. Looks at your dog.
Okay, and I'll give him a bit of a pet. I'm good at making friends.
Yeah. So I see.
Anyway, I'll have a chat with the others and see what kind of arrangement we can come to. And I'll come help you load your ship later on.
Okay. I'm not much about haggling. I'm not a massive fan. My price is still my price, but if you can put in some work, I'll pay you for the work. How's that?
That works for me.
Quick aside, as I've just got back. Sorry. Is his ship called the Century Pigeon or something to that effect?
I was
Or
trying
is
to
it
work out.
slightly higher brow
I
than
was
that?
trying to work out whether to call it the Weekend Sparrow or the Century Eagle.
I remember the Centennial.
I mean, the Reichseagle might work.
The Centennial Pigeon being something I used in something once.
So okay, I see you've stumbled across the naming convention that I may be falling into here. And no, I'm
Aye.
not
What
beyond.
with Dan Duo and Crunchy, I'm not suggesting that you could be more subtle, but
Hey, I don't see any copyright infringement here at all.
So we'll give you 2 platinum now and 15 when we get there.
I'll head back over to the table and let John have his conversation up there. See what he can come up with.
I was really hoping there would be that there'd be more references to, no questions asked. No, we'd like to avoid any imperial entanglements, etc. But anyway,
well, it depends which Imperials you're tangling.
Indeed. John.
Right, well. Now, I believe we've spoken before, sir.
As you walk up to the table, you notice that Al and Mr. In Between seem to be having some sort of conversation that might even pertain to your recent exploits, as he seems to be mentioning something about kobolds getting massacred, and then they both go silent as you arrive, and Al goes, we were just talking about you, friend.
I'd thought that might be the case. Now, we have spoken before, I believe. My memories on this are, well, understandably a little hazy.
Yes,
but,
we met just the other day. I was hoping you were.
Of course, yes.
the
It feels like I've
issue.
known you for longer, that's all. Long story, won't get into it right now.
May I introduce you, my good friend, Mr. In Between here? At that
You're
point,
doing
sort
that
of-
one.
sort
Okay,
of
yes,
look-
I should have realised which voice you were doing.
Looks down and goes, my regards. We spoke, I believe, a few days prior to you getting off.
We did, yes, and now I realise which of you is talking. I can respond appropriately and not look like quite such a fool.
Indeed.
Oh, you're the gentleman from Arcadum, aren't you?
I have a residence there, yes.
Yes, and it's quite a fine residence, if memory serves. Although we're recently unoccupied.
Recently acquired. Bequeathed to me by some sadly departed friends.
I recall it quite well. Personally, perhaps you could say, but that's by the by. That's
He raises an eyebrow at that.
That's again, I'm getting a little bit of a deja vu. That is all. That's one of the downsides of being a member of the priesthood. Is sometimes you get visions, and it can be quite distracting. Now, I was meant to be asking you. We are looking at getting passage to Arcadum, and as you being a gentleman of the city, you might be able to give us some advice.
You're looking to get passage to Portus.
Well, we need to get back to the mainland, as it were, and, well, Arcadum is one of the major shipping points. So it seems a wise choice to go by one of the main routes. We don't want to get involved with any shady individuals, do we? You know, the type that might throw us off the boat and say, oh yes, no, we definitely got you there, just go over that sand dune.
Well, if you want to avoid shady individuals, I'm not sure Arcadum is exactly the want to frequent.
Well, we don't necessarily mean to stay there, but
Not saying they're all shady individuals, but It's a colourful city.
Oh, definitely. I've heard many things about it. Some of them good. But no, I just I say as a shipping terminal, as it were, to get us from here to there. We thought that it might be wise to ask if it was a viable option, as it were. Or whether you would recommend other means, perhaps, for transiting between the two.
There are a number of methods to get to and from Oxford Island.
Oh yes, go do tell.
There's a passage there's essentially a ferry. Travels to and from fairly regularly. You could book a passage with a commercial vessel, like the one your friend chap that your friend's talking over there, Mr. Dandua. Might I ask a question or two first?
Oh, of
You
course. Now I might not be able to answer them, mind, but you can ask away.
say you're a member of the clergy.
Oh yes, now I cannot hide my devotion to Tor very well, but I do try to be a bit more subtle around it with those God-fearing folks that believe that we're all demon worshippers. Only some of them are demons.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I was just wondering, your party appears to be an interesting mixture of characters and peoples.
Yes, it wasn't quite my first idea, but well, I thought there might be some information that might lead to some historical ruins or something. I hear there's a lot of worship goes on in these parts, and well, you might find a nice ancient relic or two if you look around.
Certainly, things like that can be found in Oxportus. May I make a suggestion?
Marvelous.
If your party were to join me on my way back to Oxportus, for example, we would have to find a way of disguising the identity of you. Am I right in assuming some of you are of the magic using persuasion, yourself included, I assume?
I think that would be an adequate description, although my powers are purely divine.
Mm-hmm.
I say I can do nothing that Torn wills not.
I see. Divinity aside, are you familiar with an organization that operates within the kingdom known as the Inquisition?
Oh, that rings a bell. I'm not sure where I've heard that now, but yes, I've heard of those fellows. They're not too friendly, are they?
Oh, they are very, very friendly. They'd be very eager to get to know your party in general.
Now, I'm not sensing that you mean in a positive, get to know you, go down to the pub sort of way, are you?
Certainly get to know you. Go down to the
The
pub.
biblical sense.
Probably not. All magic users in the kingdom are technically supposed to be registered with the guild, Mage Guild.
Oh,
And anyone that
must
isn't,
be rather difficult.
they tend to be quite effective at it. You see, anyone that isn't registered is found by the Inquisition, and then they are either made to register and abide by their rules, or as I know, I've never heard of anyone surviving the encounter.
Well, they do sound somewhat. What's that word that those hillmen use? Oh, yes, backwards, and their fear of the divine. It's shameful, really, in this day and age that we can have good, upstanding people being harassed by the government just for their choice of magical alignments.
Oh,
I'm not suggesting that we should encourage necromancy and the like, but I don't see anything wrong with divine magics.
Wow.
Al is who sat
Oh,
there.
that just reminded me of a faux pas I pulled off like half my life ago. Anyway,
Yeah. Al sat there in the seat next to him, sort of coughs and seems to laugh a little at this comment. There's nothing
Well,
to say
I
that the
mean-
Mages Guild is particularly a bad thing. There are plenty of people that operate perfectly reasonably within it. It is just a matter of saying you won't start sort of setting fire to populated areas and destroying public property.
Surely the
abuse of
regular
power.
legal system can cover that.
Well, that's essentially
Having
what
to
they do.
register your magical ability seems somewhat... I'm sure they put limitations on it as well, like lengths of staff and what type of spells that you can have in your book and how big and how many pages your book can have.
I'm far from an expert on the subject. He lies. But it's worth.
Next they'll be saying you
knowing.
can't lose third level spells after a certain time of day.
What I would also suggest is your drow-looking friends over there would need to change their identity rather dramatically.
Oh, different names and things, or I mean, they can be a little hard to pronounce.
Operating in Arx Portus, there is currently a bounty paid for any pair of drow ears, or a head if that is your desire.
So some kind of large hat then would be required.
Hat, bit of face makeup, maybe a bit of blush, colour in the cheeks, etc.
I don't think they'd take that too well.
Yeah.
It's sounding to me like it's going to be a lot more faff than it's worth to even just travel through Arx Portus.
I could
You can't do any
arrange-
magic there. We can't bring certain apparently undesirables to this very racist and magically backwards town.
very busy city, and they have their reasons. You are familiar with the wars, etc. You know,
Oh yes, but
when a
what's
few
that,
million
stop
people
a
are
good upstanding person.
well, you know, it was only 50 years ago. About 6 million of them were slaughtered by these. A little twitchy
forget.
about that. They haven't forgotten that one easily.
Get
Well,
over
I
it,
can't
it's
help but
already been,
notice
what,
that
how long was it again?
I can't help but notice that I'm not a drow, and if they're going to come down to some kind of emerald farmyard and start causing problems, then that's entirely their setup. If they're going to try and get people to buy wands above a certain length and then sell them back to them, that really seems like just making up crimes for the sake of it.
No, I never said anything about wands and so on. And certainly people who are registered within the Mage Guild have access to a lot of interesting equipment.
That's what I mean. It seems very unbalanced. Surely, if if all of this equipment is available, why can it not be held by the general public? Is it that the government fears these people and it will be used against them?
Quite the contrary.
I see. It's. I think it is the anniversary of the Emerald Hill incident. Today, in fact, or at least in the last few days. It's. I've not seen a calendar of late.
Emerald Hill incident. Sorry, I just got what you're referencing there.
I was building up for a while, but I got there in the end. It's such a shame our friend Ari isn't here, as I'm sure they could tell us much about this Emerald Hill.
Dark days.
But it seems like going through
Hello,
Arx
troubled
Portus will be a
days.
lot more work than merely just going around it towards our destination. Although perhaps with the right preparation we could come back there, as if memory serves, it's quite a bustling town. It's got lots of things that we'd probably be interested in doing once we've got the right paperwork and greased the right number of palms and such.
Right. And if you should find yourself there and need to get in touch with me, I would be able to facilitate movement through the city, essentially under the city, to avoid complications.
That would be awfully kind of you. I'm assuming you would be wanting something in return.
Let's just say if I leave you with a way of getting in touch with me, any services I may be able to render you, would be considered a favor that a favor in turn could, repay. Unless, of course, expenses are involved, and etc., etc. You understand?
Yeah, it would be something I would have to run by the rest of them, but it is not unagreeable on the face of it.
Fair enough. Okay. If you're ever in Oxport, or looking to visit Oxport, send a message to the Broken Galleon or Mr.
Aye.
In-Between's notice.
I will try and remember this, yes. I'm
Detailed.
assuming it's some kind of public house or a tavern or the like.
The Broken Galleon is a heaving tavern, one of which many people, such as myself, frequent regularly and enjoy the hospitality of. And
Oh, very
anything
much like
left-
this establishment, then.
very much like it in many respects, somewhat different in ambience, but yes. And you leave a message with someone there, and they will be able to get in touch with me. And if you do that ahead of time, I can arrange for a meeting and anything that you require to get you into or through or around the city.
Well,
How's
that would
that?
be very fine of you. I say we shall have to agree it with the rest of them, but say on the face of it, the offer is very generous.
Not at all. You don't do business in this world without offering a hand of a friendship. I consider this that, and he offers his hand out to you.
I shall take it and assume that it will not come off.
Does not come. Shakes your hand warmly. In the meantime, if you are booking, like looks like you may be, passage with Danduo over there, I believe you will be in the company of my friend Al here in the near future.
Ah,
I hear he is heading that way also.
like a bad smell, he is, I shall say cheerfully. Just to be clear that I am in jest and not
Alarin immediately
insult.
sniffs at his armpits and is like, I washed at least a day ago. How are you, John? Good friend. Good to see you.
Hello.
You weathered your ordeal with the kobolds well.
Well enough. It's not quite my idea of a good time to go and immerse myself in a kobold cave, but needs must.
You'll have to tell me all about it.
I'm sure we'll have plenty of time.
I hear it was pretty scary for you for a moment there.
I think it went well enough. Well, I'm still here, am I not? I mean, talk clearly wills it.
Indeed. Well, any stories you're willing to partake with me, I am very happy to turn into tales and beguile and entertain our audiences with. If you need me, you'll see me around, I'm sure. Who knows, I may be able to help here and there.
Well, I shall look forward to it.
Good show. Well, the show must go on, as they say. I have things to do and tales to tell people. is round his back and pulls out an orange from whatever is behind there, and
I don't want to think
begins
about where he's
eating it.
secreting oranges.
Would you like an orange?
I'm okay for now, thank you.
Are you sure? They're very good. Reaches
I'm
behind and
sure they
pulls
are.
another one out.
However, I've only just eaten, and I feel it would not sit well.
Oh, an orange for breakfast is grand. You can make it
Oh.
into juice or all sorts. Hey.
Oh, definitely. However, an orange with breakfast may sit a little different.
Suit yourself. And he tosses one to Mr. In Between. Carry on. Anything else I can do for you?
Not for me at least, but perhaps some of my colleagues may be of need of your services.
Indeed. Well, always happy to be of service. And if we're on the same ship, we should spend some time, get to know each other. We will be it will be at least a week's journey.
Right. Well, I'm sure that will be plenty of time.
Indeed. Plenty of time to share stories, maybe a spot of gambling. Who knows, maybe I can teach some people a game of cards or two. Maybe a trick, even. Who knows?
It sounds like you've got lots of time ahead of you.
Lots of time ahead, lots of time behind. Sometimes I get confused as to which is which. He grins to the slightly private joke that he seems to be having with himself. Anyway, if there is anything I can do, by all means, let me know. Anything else anybody else would like to do whilst we're here?
I can just catch up with the rest of the team and deal with what we've discovered.
Yeah, that seems like a discussion is afoot. As there is an amount of planning that now must be done, deciding what we're going to do with, the city that doesn't like you because of racism or something.
Right.
I mean,
Well, I should probably go back to the table.
fair enough. Have a nice day.
I'm all meant for, in-game purposes rather than.
How do you get on there, John?
I think we had a productive discussion. It seems that there's a lot of government intervention over at this other place, and well, it seems like it'll be more effort than it's worth to really do anything there.
That's my understanding of Arx Portus. Now, I've been speaking to this Dan Jewell guy behind us. He can get us passage for 100 gold each, and he can skirt around Arx Portus, make sure that we land somewhere less conspicuous.
Right. How less conspicuous? Perhaps the next city over.
He said we could just head straight north from here. We'd end up in the countryside, essentially.
Oh, that might be quite useful. I'm trying to sort of refresh myself of where we're meant to be going. It's up into the northern hills, isn't it? So going
Pretty
to
much. And if we go this way, we may well run into some elves, a few forests along the way. Maybe find that blind one.
If we can get to Salvchris, that one near the estuary, then we could go up that river. That might be a suitable transit point to get into the north. We are going north, aren't we? And I'm not just having a moment.
Yes, you. North was definitely where it was suggested you go.
He was saying he might be able to drop us near Drenholt.
Well, that would work too. It's not too near 20 of the major transit points, but Solcris or Drenholt would do the job. And we can overland until we get there, because I presume we'll want to go somewhere near Brunval, I think, or at least on the way.
Now,
Yeah, that would be your last bastion of civilization, I guess, sort of.
Before we go into the mysterious elven lands.
Well, no, you'll be passing through mysterious elven lands, actually. See that
Oh.
big chunk of forest on either side of that river?
Yeah, with a mysteriously wide gap at one side of it on the east coast.
Yeah, yeah. If you're on the on the west coast of that, or happen to go, I mean that forest.
Are we going to hear banjos by any chance?
It does get. I mean, it's more sort of harps and high tone sort of singing. But
Worse.
it's
Terrible.
essentially the same kind of effect. Yeah. But you are looking for Marillion anyway. And,
So we're looking for a harpist called Marillion.
essentially.
He's not in the High Hall of the Arrens, is he?
She?
Oh, she. Well, so it's a bit of a change. It's not playing for the Lord and Lady Arren then.
No.
In the Eyrie.
She was part of the vision you all had. You remember the vision?
Not in great detail, but I'm sure it will come back to me.
I'll bung an image of Marillion up for you. Hold on a second.
I remember vaguely. I was mostly not there for that session.
There you go. There's Marillion. She's, you know.
Ah, yes, with the hair growing out of her ears.
I mean, yeah.
Or is she just wearing cosmetic ears after a nasty shears-related incident?
I mean, she's blind. She cutting your hair and being blind is difficult.
I feel like you'd ask someone to help you at that point.
Well, she would, but she's been largely outcast by all the elves. Largely because she has a bit of a thing for people with beards, and as a result has taken to shagging dwarfs.
you know, it makes sense actually. She's got a thing for beards. She complements possibly some balding with her ear hair.
Mm-hmm.
Now the question is, does she like rock and roll music?
I'm you know, fairly certain she has an eclectic taste in music.
Well, you said she's elvish,
more,
right?
More of a progressive.
Progressive rock, yes, indeed.
You just can't make a joke with some people. It's a terrible day.
Indeed.
So we need to go to this bright light city with the elves. And find this
If we're going
blind
somewhere with
lady.
bright lights, I'd quite like some shades.
I mean, having those nice magical shades does seem like a good plan. So that we can not worry about too much light, but also see in the dark for those of us who are not quite so naturally gifted.
How much would it cost me, Trig, to get my hands on some just regular sunglasses?
Regular sunglasses that don't have any magical ability at all on them.
Something that will mean that I don't have to deal with disadvantage in daylight.
Mundane sunglasses.
Yeah.
A pair of shades, if you
Yeah.
will. God, couple of gold.
Amazing. I will acquire some shades before I go and
Sure.
deal with.
I'll work out exactly, but they're not, 10 gold or something. Seems reasonable, considering the enchanted ones are. What did we do with the enchanted ones? Where were they?
They're about 50?
No, they're about 250 if memory serves, but
Like that much? Damn.
So I don't know about the rest of you here, but I was planning on doing some work for that Dan Jewel. He's got some loading to do on his ship, and a little bit of extra pay towards the shipping cost is
Or sort of part
Well-
exchange of labour.
less a part exchange, more some wages to help along the way.
I mean, that's not particularly unseemly or anything. I don't know why you're asking it like that. But I'm sure if the gentleman requires some assistance with his boat, that we can help out on the way. I'm assuming it's some crummy-looking skiff or the like. Not one of these grander barges of the Haboob family.
It's not quite as grand as the boobs barge, no, but it's
Saying it just loud enough to basically heckle him from across the room.
a fine ship. It's he goes, it's a good ship. It's the fastest ship in the waters. I'll have you know.
Oh,
Mm.
how is it for shoals? Is it of a shallow draft? You know, what's the shortest distance that you can get between the Grand Reefs?
I don't like to venture into reefs with it per se. However, we've done Salvang to had the route.
I
done
knew
Volthar to
you knew
Volthar
this
to-
was coming up.
I've done Volthar to Salvang in under a week.
Oh,
Not
under
a-
a week. Well, that's I suppose that's rather impressive. Now I'm just going to have to remind myself where those places are.
Take a look at the map.
Is that Salfeng to Vulhar?
Salvang to Volthar.
Well, that's just across the open sea, is it not?
Yes,
You
but
can't
the current goes the other way.
you can't do that. You couldn't do that unless you shortened the trip to less than 12 nautical miles.
I think this map is drawn to scale if it's only 12 nautical miles.
That's hold on, 12 nautical miles in a week. That's
12 leagues, sorry.
that's less than a walking pace.
12 nautical leagues?
Now you'll have to forgive me.
I feel like we might have stretched this joke a little further than it had to
I
give.
don't know boat stuff enough to tell you what a league is yet. How many knots is a league?
Oh, you don't know about leagues?
I thought leagues was a
It's
measure of.
3 miles!
No, fathoms is depth.
I thought leagues was as well because there's 20,000 leagues under the sea.
Yes, but that's just 60,000 miles, which is a very impractical number to be underneath a planet that's only about 5,000 miles thick.
You know what? Leagues are rubbish. They're a third of a mile.
Right?
They're not a third of a mile, they're 3 miles.
No, that's whatever. I don't know. It's all confusing. Boat systems are weird.
A
Oh,
league.
boat
is-
systems are weird. I
3
don't know what
miles.
leagues are. I'm trying to write a map for travelling across the sea.
Look, I took a map making thing and went splodge, splodge, land, mountains, mountains, trees, rivers, rivers, city, city, city,
And,
city,
I,
city,
and I'm
city,
sure
city
it
names.
went very well, and you've planned lots of things relating to measurements so you can make cheap Star Wars jokes.
You know, I had it all written out as well, and it's on my Chat GPT thing, and unfortunately, because I've got the full screen, I can't say it at the moment, as I am a god.
Something about making the Tau thing run in under a
And then
14 league.
so,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
I'm sure Danjuo is a very impressive nerf herder.
indeed, he is.
Scruffy as he may be.
We show up to Carowin, it's been blown up.
Now, what I will say
Who
is
could
that
have done this to the Dreadnought?
Actually,
As-
that
as-
I wouldn't be entirely surprised if Trig genuinely is planning for us to show up to Arcportus and discover it's been blown up.
Look, I have routes for you to get into, through, and out of Arcportus, should you wish to do it. If you want to go in there and go, oi, in between, that's our fucking house, and have that whole thing, well,
Now,
that would
it's
be
fine. We'll have just paid off the mortgage on it, and then the whole place will go up in smoke.
Yeah. As you're talking about earning some money, another very, very strikingly attractive girl who looks an awful lot like the girl that you were spending the night with last night, Oz, reaches over your shoulder and is like, the Haboob family are very keen to keep on talking to you about what you found out. I know something of it, and you might be able to make some more money there. Oh, even the Wangs. Just saying. If you were interested. Anyway, I really shouldn't. It's not my place. I must go. She scurries
Don't
off.
worry yourself, young lady.
She looked familiar, he thinks.
Looks that was a lady, wasn't it?
Yes.
It's hard to tell with these young people, he says, addressing almost everyone older than him. Just a quick question. How old
Oh,
are
Freddy,
our
you've been
elvish
awfully
party members?
quiet.
Sorry, say again? One of you? It was how old are, and then there was two people talking, and my brain can't comprehend that anymore. Sorry.
Oh, I was just speculating how old our elves were. But yes, Ez has
Oh.
been quiet for a while. Is Ez okay?
Yeah, I'm here. You guys are having your different conversations.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a choice between jump into the city that will probably want to inquisition us, or throw our lots in with a smuggler.
Yes.
Yes, and mostly just making Star Wars jokes at length.
So either way, we're on the wrong side of the law.
Not necessarily. You know, I hear it's perfectly legal to arrive in a country by just sort of turning up on a beach and just sort of wandering in.
I feel I need to steal your catchphrase, Skog. Many such cases.
You know, I'm not sure why any libertarians are upset over there, to be honest.
The NAP is a thing that exists.
Yes.
And as it is already 10 o'clock, I am inclined to take a nap.
So, are we? Do we have another ship option? It's just Dan Duo at the moment, isn't it? Or does
We
In Between
might
have his own
be
ship?
able to talk to the Boob family and get access through the portal boat.
Mm-hmm.
However, that puts us in Arcportus, where we don't really want to be.
That boat doesn't have to stay in Arcportus. Maybe we can convince them to move it before we go through the portal. Or before we disembark.
I mean, potentially, but I feel like that's going to be a lot more expensive than just paying a regular boat to move.
League.
It's like, do we want to move the magical portal boat, or do we want to move like the one that is powered by the wind?
I think they're both powered by the wind.
Yes, but one's powered by the winds of magic.
Yes, the magical portal boat does indeed have a sail. However, it also has other things that propel us.
Does it have wind wizards by any chance?
It has wind wizards. It also has artificers that have fashioned an engine for it.
Oh.
There are plenty of people to go and see in Morvetsk like that. That particular engine, by the way, for that boat, is what led to the discovery, or rather the use of hand cannon. A gnomish inventor was trying to build an internal combustion engine using a mixture of sulfur and charcoal and saltpeter as a propellant to drive cylinders, but found it wasn't very effective at making as fuel for an engine. However,
Made an external combustion engine.
as an external combustion engine, it became an engine of. Yes.
I don't remember which Discworld book that's from, but yes, I've also read that one.
Damn it.
One of the ones with Leonard of Quirm.
Well,
I believe it was meant to be a coffee machine.
really, I wasn't aware that was a Discworld reference, to be honest. But
No, it is, unfortunately.
fair enough.
Frankly got there first.
There is no such thing as an original idea in this world.
No.
What you can be happy with is when you're referencing really, really good source material. You're at least, in good company.
Yeah. You want a machine for also tearing down city walls and making a slightly nicer omelette?
So I am in favour of avoiding Arcportis, given our persons.
Being
Yeah.
a half-drow spellcaster, I feel like I'm not very welcome.
I feel like there's going to be some racism, yes.
That's
You may be
from what
lynched.
I understand, that would be. Yeah, I was gonna say that might be a slight understatement.
Just tell them you have a tan.
They're going to be fairly racist towards the
anti-tan.
drows. They're going to be if they actually saw what Think Best looks like. That might be a whole other thing.
I feel like Ari is probably going to be the main target, though.
And Ari
Listen,
is definitely going to need to visit a patron and go, please do something about the hair. They're trying to kill me.
I'm not saying I would feel less welcome than a Jew surrounded by a neo-Nazi gang that converted to Islam, but I feel like this would be a bad place to go.
It would be a little bit on that tier, wouldn't it? Yeah.
I imagine though that Ari, if Di were here, would want to go to visit someone, and Alfred's not against that idea either.
I mean, make the case for it.
Yeah.
Go see very powerful person who might be able to help us on our quest. At the very least, Gargarex mentioned her.
Yes.
As a potential ally.
So we could go and see the Lady Vera, yeah?
And if our memories are strong enough, I mean, Vera, we would remember, can guarantee our safety whilst we're in the city.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't have to stay long.
Hey, it's us. It's us. Believe us. You know those people that got wiped out?
She's going to recognize Ari and Alfred on the spot.
Oh, she's one of those people.
Well, in theory, she actually rescued those two, and they've been essentially in the Feywild for an unspecified amount of time, and then put back into different bodies and dumped here, vicariously maybe by Vera or not, essentially. So yeah, she would know those two. The rest of you, she might.
Put it this way, we know that the boons that she gives out to people who amuse, impress, or help her are actually useful.
Yeah.
She was somewhat entertained by some of my previous life's actions.
She was somewhat entertained in general by the party, but she's a massive troublemaker and shit stirrer. And
like us.
And you guys fit that bill quite nicely.
So, my vote is to go see Vera.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm not really at risk either way, as I'm quite capable of not casting any magic and merely being a priest. So I think it will come down to our elvish companions, really. I believe we've got two votes for Arcportis, one ambivalent, and Well, what do you two say? As you are the ones here and can make the decision.
I don't think
I'd
Oz
rather
would be
avoid it.
particularly convinced it's a good idea. So,
Well, we're
he would
2 for
probably be against.
2.
I mean, we're
suppose-
going to need all the help we can get if we're trying to save the world. So,
Mm-hmm.
plus,
Well-
I kind of vaguely remember there was another potential ally that we met through Crown. Maybe we can hook up with that and get 2 allies.
I remember a previous life in which we failed to save a world.
The crown. Yes. Yes. That's interesting, actually.
Not
In
the
fact,
Royal
Alfred
House.
kind of like nods in the direction of this corner of the bar where Mr. Between is, saying there might be someone over there who might be able to give us some advice in terms of tracking one of those down. We're going to need all the allies we can get, especially ones that can give us powerful boons.
Oh, yes. Well, as I say, I am...
At that point, as you say it, you hear, or whether you hear a vibrating noise, and then a coming from Think Best. He seems to look perturbed at it and not understand where that sound is coming from, and tries to locate it, but
Phone's ringing.
it stops.
The bank rock, isn't it?
No.
No? The other rock.
Is Think Best and Harry sitting with us at a table, or are they just hovering by the bar?
They are currently sitting
They're
over
sitting at
there
their own table.
at their own table.
Right. Shall we go and investigate this? I mean, we can't really have a conversation with them. 'cause-
You can't, but what I will tell you is that after he's searched around for it, he seems to find the thing that is making the vibrating sound and brings it out in front of him and gives it a shake, looks at it and shrugs and puts it away again. I will, for reference for everybody, put a quick image. If you can roll me a perception test over a certain amount of what he produces from his backpack.
I would like to try to roll to perceive the Nokia.
Perceive this.
Nice.
Right, John, you will definitely see it. Let me see if I can find the damned thing. Go. Right, I'm just going to dump it into the Discord server for a moment.
And why that? It's not walking place.
Here you go. It's going to go into general.
Oh. Ugh.
Oh, I was
Timu one.
expecting one of these.
Yeah, I know you were.
I am less interested because who wants a smartwatch? Those things are dumb. It's a device that
Okay,
solves a
so I
problem
was
no one
completely
had.
accurate in saying your phone's ringing.
Yeah,
Just to be clear.
it's just a shitty knockoff Timu smartwatch instead.
What a time to be alive.
I think Best seemed to acquire it at some point and doesn't know where. Shortly after they bumped into Alarin.
Pickpocketing, I see.
Reverse pickpocketing, maybe.
Well,
Who
at least
knows?
it's not cherry bomb.
Indeed.
Right. Well, I still don't really know which one we should go with because, I mean, we've got 2 people who'll be hunted down for their ears or possibly even their heads. and the rest of you who would quite like to go and see this mysterious elvish lady.
Well, we can just do what we've been doing constantly this campaign already and split the party.
I feel like the splitting of the party will be done somewhere around the region of just above their chins.
Also, splitting the party by about 150 miles will be a colossal pain and will require 2 different sessions. And it'd be 2 separate parties at that point, basically.
Well, I'm not going to be available on the 8th, most likely, so if that's any help.
I mean, I don't think it's such a big issue. I mean, we had an elf in the party in Arcadum before, just fine.
Yeah?
Yes, but they were a human-looking elf, not a rather...
Are you saying I don't look
Just-
human because
just
I'm
a bit of
dark skinned?
makeup, that's all you need.
I was going to say a more sort of
Monochrome.
unnaturally unwell-looking human.
Skinny
With
the
goth
dark
chick
skin.
with dead dog issues.
Yes, I was thinking more in regards to our necromancer here, rather than...
My dog is no issue.
I'm sure he's a lovely dog. The problem is people are going to see him and go, necromancer, and then get the torches and pitchforks. And I
think
can't
it's
really
quite
fault
cute.
them for that because they're not wrong.
From our memories, do we remember that magical items are generally considered fine as long as they don't blow things up?
Yeah, you should be able to remember that.
Then all this is just an enchanted item. It's not going to explode.
And he's adorable.
And that. Plus, if there's ever any issue, you just remove the bone and you get smarter.
I don't feel like that's the problem. It's, I think it's something a little bit more intrinsic that's really the contention there. And it's, it is no slight upon your characters. It is other people's perceptions are going to be somewhat steered by certain social norms, normally to do with raising the dead. As to my knowledge, the majority of necromancers work for the legal professions, and they're often, well, let's just say that they can raise you from the dead and they can put you back there again very quickly if they want to.
At this point, I'd like
Honestly.
to use a minor illusion on Bork to make him just look like a normal dog. And say, look, no problem.
That shouldn't be any issue.
Does it cover the smell?
Dogs smell anyway.
Yeah, I'm not like that.
Well, actually, that's a question. Is this
hold on.
a
we just have a
rotting
s-
flesh dog or is it dried flesh dog?
It's
Does this
it's
thing
kind
just
of
stink all the
alive.
time? Because I feel like that's a bit of an issue for us if it
Yeah,
is.
perpetual rot puppy is not something that I
I
can
assumed
really
it was
factor in for travel
preserved
plans.
dog parts.
Like, I don't think I would have put up with it this long, to be honest.
You've gotten used to it fairly quickly. It's one of those it's difficult for people that aren't accustomed. But after a while,
Hang on, let me
I've
check. I
experimented
think
with stuffing him with mint,
you've been stuffing him with mint.
but
Okay, just don't let him drink any cola.
Coatrack, do you have
He'll burst.
literally you
prestidigitation?
have to do it quite
I believe.
regularly.
Let me double check, actually. Yeah, I do.
Can't you use it?
Roughly.
I'm pretty sure you can use that to create smells like lavender and stuff like that to hide other smells.
What's that?
Or
Prestidigitation?
imagine,
Yeah, I think you can do
Yes,
smells.
you can indeed cause a smell.
Yes.
imagine just making the smell of freshly baked pies and then standing outside someone's house, tempting them.
Okay. Either way,
I can try
there's
pies.
ways to make this not an issue with the dog.
Well, if you can convince the others that they should come along, I don't see a problem with it, but I'd rather not be the casting vote when I have no real skin in the game.
Okay, do you want me to
Let's,
do you want me to put this up as a vote in the server for the players so that you can vote either way on that?
It
Or
might be helpful for those who are not here.
let's
Just
give
because
them a
I don't
vote.
want to take them to the we're going to skin and eat you place if I'm not the one of the ones that's going to be skinned and eaten.
Well,
That's a good
I
question.
will press the digitation book to make him smell like fresh apple pie.
Oh, there you go.
I
But
feel like
that's a
that would
que-
be
that's
more
a question.
suspicious, but
Are orcs considered okay in Oxportus?
um,
human
no.
passing.
Human passing
Is,
will get you there. If you are found to be an orc, they are orcs are nearly as verboten as elves, because you remember what I said about the law with regards orcs, and that most human interaction with orcs is we found a village that has been raided by orcs. We know it's been raided by orcs because the only people that are still alive are the ones that have been nailed to things and only half eaten.
Yay.
is that
Reminds
any
me of my
better for you guys?
grandfather.
It's never been an issue before, but if it's such a problem, how about this? I'll invite everyone to take a good sniff.
I've played this game before, you're not going to get me that easily.
Apple pie, like your friend said, that should do the trick.
It is. If you are fine with doing this, then I won't hold it against you. But I'm just worried that no, it might be a bit dangerous for some of us.
There may be some risk, but I mean, consider that what we're trying to accomplish. You know,
Well,
I
yes,
think
and
the
if we
rewards
fail, then it
outweigh.
gets a lot worse, doesn't it?
Well, I think the rewards of doing this outweigh the risks, and there are going to be even bigger challenges. So, getting those
Yes, but
boons, I think, is worthwhile.
if I'm not mistaken, we all have similar memories, and I can't help but remember that there's a place where they kill and eat people, or at least they kill them. And I feel like that might not be the most welcoming environment.
So Scott, maybe I missed a session. Is there a place in Oxportus that eats people?
They don't eat them; they take their ears. That's
Okay,
close enough that it's just
ears grow back.
Magically, which you're
Yes.
not allowed to do unless you're registered with their like.
But we won't be staying there.
Okay.
Can
we set a deadline for how much time we're going to spend there, just so that we've got a.
Suggesting we go see Vera, see if we can track down one of the crowns. I think if we had an artificer in the party, for example, they might benefit from having such a device.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying it's a. You've got to convince everybody because I know that it's good in either way, and I'm not one at risk. Whereas Think Best, Ari. Well, Ari's somewhat mixed on that one because obviously go see Vera. Also, go and get trimmed.
Or
Think
just
Best
wear a
and
hood until he's got it sorted.
I feel like just wearing a hood might not be enough.
Wait, you know what I mean?
He's
Though?
got a tail.
There's a ways to cover your head.
There are ways of dealing with it, yes, but I think we should wait
Perhaps
to
we could
ask everybody.
perhaps we could get something enchanted.
Like so. Oh, that's a good idea. Like a ring of
Ring of human.
Ring of this. Yeah, ring of humaning.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
Yeah, you know what? There might be. Maybe there's a magical fancy dress shop somewhere in this city where we could get like jewelry that make you look like.
Well, we know there's one in Arcportus, so if we're just going to use the teleport boat to get there, we can just wait on the boat until you guys have done stuff, and then we can just leave again.
Or almost anything that is available in Arcportis is available in tends to be a little bit more expensive in Morvetsk. But
Yes.
there, anything that Arcportis can do, Morvetsk can do, either by literally sending someone over there to pick it up and run it back, and pay a premium for that service, or it's the wild, libertarian West over here. Anything, as I've said before, anything that can be bought for the right price.
So my follow-up to that is the point you have just mentioned, which is how about we all go on the boat? Those of us that are at risk stay on the boat. Those of us not at risk can wander around their merry way and come back, and then we can get our smuggler friend to drop us off further up the coast. If we can't find a way out. Basically, we can go there, we can come back if we need to, without ever having stepped on shore. At which point we have Sailor-matic immunity.
Do you think it might be worthwhile going to? I forget what name the king was again. One of the
It'll be the Duke, but yes.
the Sheikh.
The Sheikh.
Oh, the Sheikh.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and telling letting him know that the mission we're on. If we can convince him, he might lend us one of his boats long term.
I don't imagine he'll do that unless it's a very small boat that happens to have magic users available.
Well, I'm just saying.
I would
if
suggest
the world's destroyed, all his stuff is kept there.
it's worth a shot. The Sheikh's a wise man and has done much and is very learned. He's not a complete raving degenerate like the rest of his family seem to be.
See,
It's worth it. He
Yeah.
does value information extremely highly.
how about then we do our recce, we send some of the party into Arcportis, the rest of them stay on the boat, or we go and, do covert mission, whatever, but we don't have to leave the boat until the rest of them come back? Because that seems
I
like the
mean-
safest option that covers all the bases and means we can progress things today
That could be
without having to wait
Right.
for everyone's decisions.
Another suggestion I could give is if we do go to the Sheikh and get him on side, he might be able to provide us with papers to say where his diplomats, which gives us safe passage as non-humans in Arcportis.
Essentially, yes.
Unless we have them nailed to their heads, I don't think it's going to help the elves.
I mean,
And someone's going to go,
our memories, remember, are picking a fight with this nation is not something that the North want to do.
No, however, if we get beaten up by street folks who are holding shears to our elves, then
Well, keep in mind, the last time we came across anyone who caused any trouble for representatives of this nation, they got sold into slavery.
yes, I'm aware that we were sold into slavery. However, that doesn't stop it happening in the first place. And if they use crossbows or something and just, yeet our sorcerer, then bad times are had.
There is that. But then, I guess if we are
We
going
could
to go
stay
down
on the boat.
if we are going to go down the path of convincing the Sheikh we're on like a holy mission from God, as it were, it only makes sense to then do the same with what was his name?
The Duke.
Your self-insert character, Trig.
Well,
Doesn't narrow it down.
Duke Greyspire.
Yes.
Yeah, it's well worth it. He was also part of your vision.
That's just what I'm thinking at the moment.
But
Obviously,
that's because I'd like to
Well,
stick my face in various places.
how about
it does
then
just seem to happen.
Alright.
we message our boat captain and ask, what's the return fare like? Because if we can go there and come back again, and with maybe a night's stay on board while you guys go and do your reconnaissance around Arcportis.
Okay, by boat captain, do you mean Danduro, who sat
No, the portal boat.
the portal?
But then we also have Danduo as a backup of, hey, if we're back in 36 hours, can we take your boat then? Or however many appropriate number of tides it is before he needs to leave at a certain time.
I mean, if you're
Because-
really against going to Arcportis, we could do. a
I'm
hybrid of
not.
it.
I'm saying we've got party members who are more or less. So again, this is what I'm saying. If we just go, we can go, and if it is safe, we can go ashore, and if it's not safe, we don't go ashore, and the people who want to go ashore can. That covers all the bases, and then we can always come back and get Dan Duo's boat to take us somewhere else.
I mean, I'm not really
Yeah,
that
we-
opposed, but I'm fully aware that as a player, that is, I'm not actually opposed, but I am fully aware that Trig would more than happily walk us into an absolute trap if I just said, "Oh, let's just go with it."
Look,
It has happened before.
It has happened before, and you know me, I'm quite happy. Not happy, but if players make a mistake that is going to be fatal for them, then they are going to have a mistake that's going to be fatal for them. But I've given you Mr. In Between up there will help you navigate Ox Porters. He's just said as much.
Yeah.
Arrive there and let him know, and he will passage you via the Ravens Guild through the the old underworld / sewer system to most places within Ox. So yeah, you can get around. I'm not just going to march you straight in and go, "Lol, you fell for my trap, haha, get wrecked, suckers." That's
Doing
not,
that twice would be.
That's not even what I did before. That
No,
was
it's
just
not.
oh my god, what are you doing?
Having it twice if we change location in a big fashion and then die.
Yeah.
We made it back, guys. Oh no.
No, I put in a lot of work and preparation. I don't want that to happen as much as you guys don't. But if it has to happen to tell the story properly, so be it.
I just don't like
Anyway, I'm fine
the
with it.
idea of if we're spotted, we are like #1 on the wanted list type of thing.
Look. Ez actually made a very sensible suggestion. Kiki, you didn't hear it because you were in the toilet at the time. But Ez was suggesting that you ask the Sheikh.
I'm just suggesting.
I think that's well worth giving a go.
Yeah, I'm just suggesting, like, if that works, the idea of going to powerful people that we already know that would have a vested interest in the world not, being destroyed, and seeing if they'll be willing to help us out with some boons, some maybe papers to get us through, get houses more easily, those sort of things. Because again, if we fail, the place where they keep their stuff gone.
Yeah, they do live in the world. They might be attached.
Plus, it does seem to me that people like the Duke and the Sheikh might even know a little bit about things like maybe not Gargarax's true form, but I'd be surprised if they don't know a little bit about some of this already. And there's this kind of makes sense with what they already know.
Oh,
Yeah,
do
that's
you
fair,
know
so long
that?
as-
Hold on a second. Do you know?
Well, I'm just thinking of what the Sheikh said to us when we're in the library.
Right.
And the things we gleaned from his books. I assume he knows what's in his book.
That's a fair assumption.
I'm not suggesting that their buddy was Gargarax, but I am suggesting they might know a little bit about his nature, as a creator or something like that.
But he's a
So long as
Twitch
we're not
streamer.
just pushing ourselves into hiding.
Are we though?
Pointy ears.
I mean, okay, let's put it another
Because
way. If we're leaving
also-
go on.
We're also looking for this elf, and we're more likely to find her outside of Arts Porters, I think.
True, but passing through might be worthwhile to, as I say, get Vera's boons if she has any to offer us. She likes the chaos. She wants to see us do more of it. So
so long as we're not looking at, going in there and long term.
No,
this is where we're going to stay, and
I don't
be
think
a
I don't
risk.
think it makes sense for us to spend an extended period of time in Arts Porters. At least not now. Maybe based on some of the stuff that we got lore dumped from the library, and what Trig said at the start of this session, we may end up back in Arcturus later on and have to stay there for a while we figure out how to, what was it, the hinge, open the hinge.
That's
Yeah.
roughly. Like I said, I'll send you the document. Right.
Yeah.
So I think we're trying
Okay.
to prevent the hinge from being open.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, I assumed we were going to have to
working-
go down there eventually and deal with something down there.
Yeah,
I
No,
mean,
we need
are
to
you
go into the
working
Chamber
for-
of Secrets and defeat the
Yeah, I'm not-
Basilisk.
I'm not trying to mess a game, but it did sound like this is where the final boss is.
that's pretty much where the final boss is. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yay, we
That's-
should go there right away.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Poke with a
Speed
stick.
run, speed run, speed run.
You can't speed run unless you go walk into a wall at exactly the right angle and get catapulted across the world.
You need to
No, we're doing a
find
no glitch speed run.
find the right wall and sit down in a chair right in front of it.
Yeah.
When you get up, however,
It's okay. You're using the sitting animation, so you don't take full damage.
Yep. So, do you want me to put it up for a vote as to the destination for everybody to decide?
Well, I switched votes already, so.
Yeah,
I think that the safe option of if we can just stay on the boat and come back again is better in that regard,
Well,
because that covers all the bases.
I'm
But if we're
I'm
limited
happy
to it's a
that
one-way
we've-
trip, then I think we should vote on it.
I'm happy that we've got a plan, and we're not just going to Arcturus because we know it. Essentially,
No. I'm genuinely of the opinion that we probably should have a chat with the Sheikh, see if we can convince him that we did actually speak with the god of the world, and there's something he could help us with, and it's in his interest. And if that works, I'm genuinely of the opinion it's worth us doing the same as the Duke.
is this just because he kicked you out of his library?
No.
well, I do have that map and the library and him still in the game. If you would like to travel there now and begin this discussion, you're very welcome to.
At the same time, I'm also looking at the time and noticing the fact we're down 2 players. So if we do want to wait for them and do a bit of shopping, get our +1 weapons or whatever, as the end of this session, I'm okay for that to wait till next session.
I mean, we've been delaying and I understand that the people who we are waiting on have very good reasons for not being here, but we have been delaying for a long while now. I feel like if we just keep waiting for people, we'll be stagnant.
So fuck it, we ball. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
To the portal and the death. Yeah.
if I may make a suggestion, as I know I've said
Yep.
this before, I don't know if I was clear when I said it. The Sheikh is very, very interested in information. He will pay for information. Now, that information previously was withheld. If you want to sell him some information to curry favor, there is a way to make more money than you currently have that way. That will give you more access to potentially nicer things from the shop, should you wish to do that conversation before going shopping.
Yeah, okay.
You do have information that he would find very, very valuable. Oh, and
That's
or
true.
other people in this place.
People would find it valuable, other people are valuable.
Bit of both.
Please don't sell me into slavery. Again.
What do you mean again? I didn't.
Okay, you didn't do it last time, but
I like last game. I was suggesting we just leave town. If you remember.
no, I was absent fixing a potential gas leak and came back to find that everything had changed.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, what do you want to do? Do you want to go and speak to the Sheikh?
Yeah, I think
That's-
given the severities of the mission, currying some favor is probably a good idea.
I think that's a great idea. Let's go do that.
Does anyone else want to join in on this, or
Yeah, we're coming with you.
I can offer moral support, but I don't know if I can offer much in the way of charisma.
I say we split the party.
you always say that, Coat?
No.
No, I actually pretty much always say we shouldn't. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty much always on the side arguing against it, but
How are we splitting them? Horizontally, vertically? You know, which plane? X, Y, or Z?
Z.
W.
Who's missing?
See, Z is quite an interesting one.
Are we missing anyone from this map? I believe we are missing a Coatrack.
I'm sure he's
There's
just
a
not on a
Coatrack in a
different
building this
floor.
big.
And that will do. Well, hand wave the getting there, and you running into the sheikh, and he's like, "Oh, my friends, we're back. You have more to discuss? You wish further access? I thought we have covered everything."
But I wanted to roleplay the walking there.
No.
He wants to roleplay every single step.
No, I refuse.
This will be the furthest away from home I've
Yeah,
ever been.
That's exactly where my mind was going.
I've watched that cut. It took me a few days, but I got there.
The landmine. Hmm.
No, every
Lord-
step that Sam takes is the furthest
Fellowship-
from home he's ever been.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Let me just check how long that takes.
Wasn't it like 12 hours for fellowship or something stupid like that?
Jesus Christ.
I watched the trilogy.
Wait. So is the edit? It plays that line every time he steps.
Yes.
Oh
Yes,
my
every
God.
time he steps past the time when he originally says it.
Oh my
Jesus.
God.
Do they account for when he steps in the direction of the Shire?
I don't think they ever do, though. The Shire is.
To the west.
Ooh.
I fear they may have taken it down because the longest video I've seen so far is 9 minutes.
Hmm.
And I know that The Lord of the Rings is longer than that.
A lot longer than that.
Slightly.
Right. So you've entered the College of Mages. You have walked through the hallway into the main library and been greeted by the Sheikh, who has once again guided you upstairs to the library and is proceeding to ask you as to what he can do for you today. Perhaps you've reconsidered. You have the information I was so interested
I
in.
nodded him respectfully and said, yes, on further consideration and I look sidelong to the party and deliberation with my friends, it seems like it would perhaps be mutually beneficial.
Splendid. Splendid, so. Good sir. Regale me with everything you know. And I will see what it is that I can do to help you, perhaps.
So if I remember right, he was interested in knowing where we came across the crystals that were in
He
the
was
cave.
very interested in knowing about the crystals.
So I will describe the journey we took, and I'm going to use minor illusion to illustrate as well, to make like a floating map.
Okay.
To help.
I'll use prestidigitation to add sense when appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah, just like that. Okay.
I'll further add to it with additional minor illusions.
Okay. Are you covering the details of the cavern with the giant swords and axes, etc.?
Yes. Yeah, I think we'll leave nothing out unless anyone,
No, I think we're going all in at this point.
So you're going to cover me stepping on every single trap? Okay, I got it.
Yeah, we're we're going to go for a dramatic slow-mo, matrix curve effect every time you step on a trap.
Okay. And the wyverns as well?
We're gonna have to include the flashback section that includes our entire past lives.
Mm-hmm. The wyverns and the giant dragon scale that when you touched it, you got a vision of Gargarax. Yes.
Yes. I think we're going with everything.
Okay.
And
Everything.
instead of describing ahead of time, it was just like he thinks he's getting the information for the crystals, but then he suddenly sees the whole thing with Gargarax and people getting their memories and everything he said.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him an aneurysm.
As you get to, in fact, none of you are quite sure as to what particular part of the discussion this happened, but you all start to essentially feel like you're not really telling the story anymore, as in fact you seem to be reliving it. It all seems to be playing out as if you were there, well, because you were. You're no longer
I was gonna say.
you're no longer actually describing it in a third party sense to somebody. You are reliving the whole experience in amazing sort of 3D surround sound stereoscopic, next generation videodrome. But with you throughout the whole thing is the Sheikh standing side by side with you, a sort of glow about him, and there seems to be a gentle glowing tendril, if you will, of energy flowing from him to all of you as you were all held in a sort of net is almost the best way of describing it. As the story unfolds, you experience the flash of images as you experience as you touch the dragon scale, and the vision itself floods through you once again.
It's like Chuck.
Yes, it's like Chuck. Exactly. Yes, great series.
get it.
Love Chuck. Chuck's a brilliant TV series. Everyone should watch it. And it's not just
It
because I have a thing for Yvonne Strahovski, although nothing wrong with that.
How did I know you were going to say that?
But no, yeah, you have the vision. You're hit by all of the
Or-
things that you hit by before. If you would like, I think I've still left the vision video in the
Excuse me.
thing somewhere.
If I may I make an arcana on like the ley lines coming out of the Sheikh and also
Not
why
ye-
this is okay.
Not yet. You are still captivated in the vision. When you get out of it, absolutely. But for now, all of the details of the conversation with Gargarax, everything that you wanted to describe to him, you have you have just relived in amazing detail. And then as your conversation with Gargarax comes to an end, and you all turn to leave the kobold cavern, as it were, you suddenly find yourself back in the library, and the Sheikh pulls back the tendrils of energy that have webbed through all of you, and goes, "Thank you, my friend. That was. I have so many things make more sense to me now. How can I ever repay you?"
Well,
Why?
as you saw, we kind of have some things we need to accomplish. Otherwise, this entire world kind of falls off the spinning top it's on and falls into the abyss. So, anything you could do to help make that not happen, I think, not just for our sakes, but for everyone's sake, would be appreciated.
Your support in completing this goal would be, yes, greatly appreciated.
My friend Alfred. What should I call you? I do not know.
Let's
You have
stick
had
with
so many
Alfred.
names, my friend.
It's confusing for me, trust me. We'll stick with Alfred.
I feel like I know so much of you. Ah. He takes a deep breath in, and he's almost overcome as you have been given a most dangerous task. It is not that we will all fall into the abyss. It is that we will be cast into hell, regardless of whether we have sinned or are sinners or are deserving of better. It is to hell with all of us. Not something I want. I will do what I can. I am your humble servant on this task. What is it that I can do for you? You have the city of Morvetsk.
I suppose at first I'll bow my head in respect to him being so, don't know what the word would be, magnanimous maybe? But,
Magnanimous is a good word for it, yes.
So, well, we have great task, a big task ahead of us. I am considering sharing this information with the Duke as well. Unless you think that's a bad idea.
No. Duke Thalen is a great man, great friend of mine. Come, we can speak to him together if you like.
Really?
Of course. I can. Are you familiar with sending stones?
Am I familiar with sending stones?
Very common magic item.
He's said it out loud, so anybody that is.
Am I?
I know of sending stones.
Well, it is a similar thing to that. It is good for the great men of the world to be able to speak to one another when it is important to do so. Would you not agree?
I nod. That sounds really useful.
I could arrange for the Duke to.
Well, I look at the others and what do you think, guys? Sounds like a good idea, doesn't it?
Oh,
Certainly not a bad one.
I think we want to have as many allies as possible for this.
cool.
And
Seems my fool of a cousin has stumbled upon something far more important than he is. We must make sure that he does not find out. He is an idiot. He will abuse and misuse the information. Do not tell anyone else with my family name. We Haboobs, we may be the great sandstorm that ravages the desert. But it is a title that is poorly earned by most. Some do not have the foresight of a small church mouse. They cannot even gather sufficient sustenance together for themselves. They feed at the very teats of the few great within us. I do them too much protection. Perhaps. But they are my family, and we do what we can for our family. But
of course,
do not be sharing this information.
no. I after our last encounter and your great library gesture to around us, I felt that you were one of the few in this city who would not only appreciate the knowledge but be able to help.
Your flattery is wise. Your reluctance to share information was also wise. Perhaps I was quick to anger. I understand now. Oh, you have met the Great One himself, the Shaper of Worlds. He seems interesting.
Yeah,
Yes. He could be a little more put together.
I understand it, very young for a.
Yeah, like just drawing on some of my own memory. Let's say you should have seen him before he was a god. Quite an avid party goer.
Yes, he was a demon. Yes.
I'm still not sure he's technically a god?
Now, how do you define God? Is he a creator of worlds? Yes. Does he drink the souls of his followers? Yes. Is he all-powerful within the worlds that he has created? Yes. If that is not a god, what is a god?
Well, he doesn't seem to care for worship.
Maybe that makes him a wise god. Worship is overrated, I believe. I have many people that worship me, and they are, well, they say one thing and do another. Oh, I am terribly sorry. You are great worshipfulness. I worship you greatly. Oh, but don't mind me. I am just going to try to make love with your sister or do something else. And oh no, please forgive me. They are self-serving, mere words. Worship is for the fools. Sorry, my my friend of the clergy over there, but you understand. I have little interest in.
If a man owns a farm, he has control over the farm, the animals. He is well within his capacity to consume at his will. However, that doesn't make him a god. That makes him a farmer.
Makes him a god to the chickens.
He does have the power of life and death when it comes to their mere existence.
How would you tell the chicken what the difference between him and a god is?
But can he collect the prayers of those chickens and convert them into miracles?
Depends what the prayers of the chickens are. It might be they already consider him to be miraculous.
They are chickens. They pray for food. Delivers food. They pray for protection from the foxes. He gives them protection from the foxes. They pray for a worthy cock to fertilize their eggs, and he provides them that cock.
And what of those that pray not to be pies?
God damn it, Trig.
Sorry.
Remind us again how old you are and
worse.
laughing at knob gags.
What makes it worse is I think I've been spending too much time around a certain someone, and now I'm wondering if maybe you have as well, even though you never have.
I can't help it. I'm sorry, but knob gags are always funny. It doesn't matter how old you are. And if you get too old to find knob gags not funny, then your time is probably up. Right. Anyway.
Oh look, knackers.
Right. Okay. I nearly got through that with a straight face. Sorry, you were saying about the chickens and prayer.
Well, I mean, John, you're the man of the cloth of the group. What do you think about the god of chickens?
I'm not really in a position to have a theological discussion at the right moment. I'm rather tired. The chickens are chickens. Now, if we are to assume that we are higher life forms than chickens, then it might well be that we can believe ourselves to be higher than the chickens. However, it is all the same belief. It all works the same way. It just may work on different levels. For example, a chicken will be looking for simple things like food and protection, whereas, humans and other life forms like us, they tend to be quite a bit more detailed in some of their requests and their particularities.
Oh, I don't know. I've known many women and many men, for that matter, that require food and shelter and protection. And
yes, it's not to say that they don't want that, but it's I'm sure you've heard the prayers of the ones that go, I'd like a nicer cart than that one over there. And, it would be very lovely if my business rival was suddenly struck dead by lightning and, all that sort of thing. And I feel like the chickens although not above that, are beneath that in the sense of they don't really operate at that higher level, it seems.
And let me ask, do you see those prayers answered?
Well, they must be answered often enough that people still ask them. No.
I tend to
You
find
do not
that
take the dry bucket. You do not take the bucket to the dry well in the hopes of finding water if there has not been water at some point.
a wise man will notice that a god that is asked for, how should I say it? When a god is asked that
For frivolities?
is provide, a man asks a god, can he provide him with a family or make his family love him? A wise god will give the man opportunity to find cause to love his family. He will not make the family love him. He may, in fact, show the man hardship.
So you're saying that gods help those who help themselves?
He will provide opportunity for them to find that thing within themselves in which they ask for. Yes. Gods do not provide, not a wise god. A good god does not provide. Oh, I want a nice horse. That man over there has a nicer horse than me. I want a nice horse. God does not go, here, have nice horse. He says, here is some hardship. Overcome this hardship and you will earn money, and then you will be able to earn a nice horse, and then you will feel fulfilled.
I feel this is all a bit philosophical for the question at hand, really.
But it is a philosophical subject. You are asking the very meaning of what it is to be a god. It is something that I have thought about many times. I have often fancied the role myself, you see.
I am content merely with my worship of Thor in his many aspects, but that is perhaps a question for a time of less urgency, as I am led to believe that the entire world is at stake, and we are here talking about chickens.
Yes. Sometimes it is important.
It's less, it may well be important, actually. You see, if that farmer is a god by stint of the fact that he owns the farm, then should that farmer disappear and another take his place, does that new farmer become god? And does the farm then flourish in that new farmer's place?
Well, that would depend on the new farmer. If, for example, the good farmer, is running the farm, and a new person comes along and slaughters him and slaughters his wife and his children too, and then takes over the farm and burns it to the ground and stamps the chickens into the dirt with the heel of his boot. Well, he seems more like a demon to me than God. He has not demonstrated the ability to nurture, to grow, and to care for his found belongings. Instead, he has only demonstrated the ability to consume and destroy. So yes,
So-
if someone were to take over the farm and replace the old god or farmer, depending on his actions, he would be either god or demon or something in between.
So you see a god as one that nurtures and creates.
It seems to be a core part of the essence, yes.
What about a hypothetically speaking, a god of war?
A god of war is a god who nurtures and creates war. But a god of war isn't usually just god of war. War is part of the many aspects of that god. I am familiar with this particular pantheon you speak of.
I raise an eyebrow at that. Because I'm not sure which pantheon I'm speaking of.
There are many pantheons that speak of gods of war, gods of thunder, gods of lightning, gods of strength and power.
Yes, he's quite well known.
They are normally also gods that nurture in their own way. Even gods of chaos must do equal good to their destruction. If they are just pure destruction, they are no longer gods.
I see.
Well, there are those that will worship demons.
Indeed.
And does
Indeed.
the worship make them a god?
I do not think so. They are, as you said, worshipping demons. They are not worshipping a god.
But they worship them in the same manner?
Yes.
Is the belief the factor, or is the presence of the being the factor?
I think it is the actions and deeds of the being that is the factor. There is a certain amount of, shall we say, ability and power as well, but the deeds seem to be a core component. They do tend to need to be more powerful as gods, because if they were not more powerful than the demons would surely crush them. And yet they do not. Such as our situation here, where this interesting want-to-be god Gargarax, he has grown from the pits of hell, and at some point, I do not know what, or do not know how, has outgrown his desires of demon or devilhood, and has decided to create. Why, I do not know. How, I do not know. But create he has, and he has managed to create within the hells itself, and he has protected it. That is powerful, yes? And he asks for his creation's help to help protect it. Why, he does not say. Whether that is a mechanism of his power and ability to allow certain people to grow within his world, I do not know his methods. But he does not seem destructive to me. It is interesting.
Well,
It is interesting. It is definitely something that the books have not clearly grasped. But it is something that I have thought on myself.
that's definitely an interesting take on it. We'll, I suppose, have to wait and see how he reacts as we, go carry out his will.
Indeed. So, you want to speak to the Duke? I can arrange that. You want to find this Morillion too, I assume?
Yes, the blind elf.
I cannot help with this. I know of her in rumors at best. But your instincts with regards to Lady Vera are probably correct. The Fae know the Fae.
Did we mention Vera to him? I can't remember.
He saw your visions, dude.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
That must have
Yeah,
taken a while.
I actually want to ask him about that, because I noticed the spider web of ley lines, and I was like, I assume that allows you to enhance my illusions.
Yes, you are all willingly giving me your experience. And as willing participants, it allowed me to enhance and expedite the circumstance.
Is Is that something you could teach? Because that could be very useful during performances and
Oh,
other such um, experiences.
it would cost you more spell energy. Spell slots, you do not have the ability yet. Perhaps in time, when you have grown, when you have reached the levels of that I have, you will know. And you will be able to do something similar, I'm sure. If not, seek me out and I may be able to help.
That could be useful, yes. Right, so what was this about sending stones that let you see the Duke?
Speak with the Duke. We will arrange that shortly, yes.
Will he be able to experience like you did, or
No.
does that not work? It doesn't.
No. The Duke is not a man of abilities like me. I am a mage, after all. I do not spend my time in the northern kingdoms because of the mages guild and etc. I have my own islands. They do not bother me here. But I wouldn't be able to have the peace and tranquility to interact the way I do with the world if I were to live. And that is for the Duke and his people. They have done it for reasons, and I understand those reasons, but it is not for me. They are not trying to stop me. As long as I don't interfere with them, they do not interfere with me. It is amicable. The Duke is more of man of action rather than a man of magic. Though some would say he has his own magics in his own way. He is certainly not someone I would want to trifle with. No, he will be able to talk to a stone, to a trick.
I'm just want to make sure that if we're going to speak to him, that he will actually believe, because this is quite a fantastical story, of course.
If I have told him, he will believe it. Besides, it is my understanding that he is one of the few people alive that understands as I do. He knows of the 9, as I do. In fact, I believe he knows one of the 9. In some respects, puts him closer to the great Gargarax than I myself.
When he mentions the 9, is that something we've been told about?
Well, the 9 was mentioned when you were talking to Gargarax, yes. There are
Okay.
Gargarax, he mentioned it briefly that there are basically 9 advisors, shall we say, that advise directly to Gargarax. They are essentially liches, for want of a better word. Certain powerful people will ascend to that state with Gargarax's as, essentially advisors to the Gargarax to give him a link between them and the world, and vice versa. Anybody who is a member of the 9, if another member ascends to the 9, somebody of the 9 is lost and essentially consumed by Gargarax too. It's
Right.
an interesting fate. It was mentioned in the when you met with Gargarax.
Okay, fair enough. So not surprised to hear about this then.
You wouldn't be, but
No.
I think you guys missed it because there was an awful lot of
Big lore
commotion going off and a lot of lore dump happening at the time.
By the way, guys, I think after this whole chat with the Duke thing's over, do you think it's worth we asking if he would let us take one item each from, say, his armory, so we can get like +1 weapons?
He's probably got +1 weapons to spare. He might have some +2s.
Yeah, I don't want to take the piss too much, obviously, but as much as he's willing to offer, without making us too overpowered for Trigg's campaign.
I would hazard that he seems like the kind of guy who, before we go, will go, "Oh yeah, just check in downstairs. I've got some things laid out for you." Because I feel like he's the kind of guy who'll be like, "Yo, I got some shiny things. Off you go. You know, I've got them to spare," sort of thing.
Yeah, it's not like you can
As
use
I'm helping you, but I'm not gonna do that sort of thing.
Okay, fair enough. Apparently, I am fairly transparent. Yes, it is a classic, but yes, there will be boons that he will give out. He's not going to go, "Oh yes, here, have big pile of cash. Go to the shops. My friend
Yeah.
and you know, rival Mr. Wang will be happy to take my money." No. He's got his own ways of doing.
Well, this does give you an opportunity to give us some wondrous cloaks of hiding and quivers of poisoning.
Quivers of poisoning, perhaps a cursed amulet
Oh God, not the
of
Sonichu
charisma.
medallion.
A circlet of spoon ears.
oh, Skog, did you ever see the cursed amulet of
It was terrifying.
thing that I created?
No, but I am aware of the Sonichu medallion. I believe Nick Ricata had one fairly recently before his whole like coke bust.
Where was it? Yeah, it was essentially the Sonichu thing, but I see if I can find it for you. I will.
That said, the stats you put on it were quite interesting.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm looking for. Where was it?
Still don't know how I managed to get so much cocaine into a 9-year-old.
Wait, what?
Oh, this was ages ago.
Yeah, don't. Here we go. I'm just going to throw it into the Arcs Porters thing page. There you go. Check out that.
I'm seeing Amulet of Health as the image name, and I'm concerned.
Yep.
Poor health, I assume.
Hang on, wasn't there another one as well that was even uglier?
No, that was it.
That's the one you gave to
Yep.
the rogue, the mastermind.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there was one that messed with charisma.
It essentially does. It doesn't mess with your charisma exactly, but what it does is whoever holds it finds it to be stunning and is forced to wear it and show it to everybody and be extremely proud of it. Whereas everybody that looks at it goes, "Oh, what the fuck are you wearing?" And will judge you on your poor dress sense. It is, however, a straight Constitution of 18. You wear it, which is freaking amazing for a low con character, like a mage of some sort. But I'm not going to do that again.
No, this time around you got to use the one from Blackadder.
This was
yes, the nugget of purest green.
This was particularly funny as well. There you go. The Cloak of Woodland Stealth. It is a wondrous item, uncommon. +10 to stealth and advantage on rolls where in the wild environments, woodlands, green fields, mossy caves, etc. -5 to stealth and disadvantage in urban environments. And oh my god, trying to convince Theo, who was wearing it, that it wasn't a magic item. He was absolutely insistent that this was a magic item, and even though I'd created it, the amount of times I had to tell him, no, it's not a magic item. It's just a freaking ghillie cloak.
Just a ghillie.
But keep in mind, this is the same person who insisted I was playing a wizard.
Yes. Poor Theo. He wasn't. He wasn't. Wasn't great on some bits. It wasn't what it was though. Right, let's back to the game. I think we're getting to the point where I
Okay.
think it's probably a good idea to wrap up.
Yeah.
If you want to do the Duke conversation,
I'll be honest, I kind of want Arcadum there for that, because I think Think Best will have some nice input to that.
this is it. We're getting into the point where we've done an awful lot of conversation. And
I have made some notes of things I want to talk to the Duke about.
fair enough. Fair enough. Shall we call it a night at this point? I know it's 11:30. It's getting late. Later than we normally run recently.
I'm good to call it here, and unless anyone else wants to do anything beforehand.
I can keep going for a bit longer, but I'm feeling like I haven't had anything to eat all night, although I have had some crumpets.
Can you have some scones?
Scones. Yes, that is what I've eaten today. A bacon sandwich and 2 scones.
Ah, I see you've been absconded.
And all of a sudden my stomach's going, oi, 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 what's going on?
Where's the steak?
Yeah, why am I still hungry?
One of our players might be available in like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Di said she might be free about 11:30.
Ah.
Oh.
However, that's only Di. And the Think Best is also required.
Right.
I wasn't saying that for the sake of that we should do anything. I'm just saying it's funny.
Yep.
Understandable.
Poor Di. She's had so many members of family in and out of hospital. So it must be quite stressful for her. Her included.
You should stop putting them there.
I know, right?
True.
Anyway, we'll wrap up at this particular point in time and pick this up next week, and hopefully we can get you going across the high seas and over to either Arcportis or wherever you decide to go following your conversations. Because there's all sorts of availabilities, but now this has gone well.
Good.
Little concerned going to leave Morvetsk without.
No, I think
every opportunity.
we needed to do this, and
Yes.
we just needed to formulate the plan.
I thought you were going to do it the last session, and then you turned around and went, "No, I'm not going to give you any information." He was like, "Fuck off out of my library, then." It's like, damn it.
Well, just to make you stuff, I'm going to post the lamb steak I did the other day. But yeah, no, that was more of a, we had a lot of information to digest, both in character and out character.
Yes.
And didn't want to, after we promised to, leave the Wyvern slot in peace, didn't want to immediately betray them.
Oh, don't worry. The Sheikh is one of the only members of the Haboob family that is not going to go and send a raiding party over there to immediately harvest the Wyvern.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. We needed to ascertain who we could and couldn't tell what, and where that information was was worth sharing for the value we were going to get out of it.
Yeah,
and
I just thought, if we're going to leave this anyway, we might as well do this. If it doesn't work out, well, we're leaving anyway.
Yep. No, it was I think a good call. The old Sheikh
Also,
is...
Are there any other nations our characters know of? Like Dwarven Kingdom?
Do you know of certain Dwarven realms?
I'm relatively well travelled.
The dwarves themselves don't I mean, they mix into the human cities in the north. They don't tend to let people into their own cities, mainly because most people don't like going into the dark mine things that they suspect are what dwarven kingdoms under the mountains look like, because it always looks like a craggy hole in a side of a rock face at first. The fact that they are gigantic, massive, gold, adorned halls of immense wealth, full of incredible statues and carvings, that is still a mystery to most humans, because of course it is. Dwarves being dwarves, do dwarf things, but you know roughly of them. In fact, the only people that really know anything of the dwarven realms might be the drow, and that's only occasionally, and it's only if they run into a dwarven kingdom whilst they're underground and live to tell the tale.
I'm just thinking like the Sheikh might have, on speed dial a dwarven king, because like, the more people we tell who will believe us and not immediately try and hunt us down, i.e., not the drow, the better.
To a degree. To a degree. Bear in mind,
Plus,
it's also one of those cases of if you tell everybody, then sooner or later the wrong person is going to find out about you.
True, but there's also, we do have an incentive to talk to the dwarves because they seem to be most like the ones who know where to find this blind elf.
Some dwarves will definitely know where Marillion is. Yes, a lot of the elves will as well, if you were able to find them.
Oh, it's a good thing. A previous life of mine, an elf owes me a favor.
I was just thinking of him. Yes, if you could find him, he would probably be able to point you in the general direction of Marillion. She is both famous and infamous amongst the elves, as she's one of the oldest elves. She's just, most of the elves find her slightly despicable because she keeps shagging dwarves.
Understandable.
And for some reason, she only likes men that have beards.
About women
No wonder
with
the elves
beards.
hate her. But your population is dying out. You have a very slow breeding cycle, and one of the women just don't want to breed with you.
No, she has had many half elf, half dwarf children.
Humans.
I was going to say they usually end up looking and passing pretty much as human. Yeah.
I can go and find the Munchkin cards if you want.
God damn it. Why are all my in-jokes so freaking obvious?
It's something to do with the fact that you're getting a bit old in your years, and you're running out. You're running out of new material, Trig.
Yeah. It's also
he's running out of stolen material.
I'm just stealing from things I found funny in the past as well, because they're good.
How that works, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why my planned game is currently called Shadows over Tidmouth. It's gonna be fun when I get around to it.
Awesome.
Nice Lovecraftian horror game set on the island of Sodor.
Right. Let's wrap things up for now and end the stream, I think. Before we give our viewer too many spoilers of things to come. So a good night, everyone. Thank you for watching. If there is watching, and we'll catch you all next week. Hopefully with more of the team.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So we can get underway and get the old adventure kicking off proper.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, if anybody has any suggestions as to any themes that might be nice to have a gift along the lines of, shall we say?
I already have an idea, but I'll tell you after the stream.
Okay, yeah, that's trick me a DM or poke me and have a conversation, and we'll see what we can come up with. Because you've got a very powerful man who owns an island and everything on it, wanting to help you on this.
Oh no! Oh no! What are we going to have to do for these papers?
Well, you know, I suppose Silver
His
Linings
name is
will be able
not
to
Jeffrey.
lend-
That's okay. It's fine.
I don't want to go on the halfling speedboat.
I was laughing so hard because it felt like you didn't do that on purpose.
There's
No, it wasn't on purpose. But oh man.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I was so amused by that.
Yeah,
I was like, wait
yeah.
a second, he really didn't mean that.
Yeah. Oh, Jeffrey wants to give you.
You've got to mention he has connections to powerful people around the world.
He does. He has connections to all the.
Especially one from a weirdly disproportionately influential.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's not shy of throwing his money around to you know. Oh God. Oh well. There goes our stream being demonetized. Not that it
It's
ever
okay.
will.
It was
wasn't in the
monetized?
first 10
No.
minutes.
Right.
Oh, we can get Di to join in and say the N-word in a few minutes.
No, that's fine. Let's stop.
She's
the
available
stream.
now, apparently.